All right, guys, let's connect it up. We're going today, February 7th, 2021, Super Bowl Sunday. So we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, obviously, The Walking Dead, obviously, all things Walking Dead. Spoiler warning for some things if you don't know. There's probably a little delay with here, so let's wait to have some people join. But I'm One-Eye Brian, also known as PT. I don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Super Bowl 55. It's crazy to think that we're having a Super Bowl, sports and everything in general with the pandemic. We should just be happy for that. So let's wait for people to join a little bit here. There's always a little delay with things. I don't know what YouTube's doing sometimes, but we got today, February 7th, 2021 coming at you. We got some news about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and some different stuff going around. And, you know, it's February, so February is a good month. Typically, it's a short month, but when The Walking Dead comes back, that's always a good thing because when The Walking Dead is on, that's, good stuff because we love The Walking Dead. We love The Walking Dead community. When we're going to have 6 episodes, and there's a lot of people still on Facebook and different groups. It's crazy to think that people don't even know like what's going on with The Walking Dead. They're like, is it the last season? Is it a new season? I'm so confused. What's going on with this? I saw this episode 16 and then it's what's going on with this? What's going on with that? And it's just, I don't know. It's weird to me that people don't know what's going on because I feel like The Walking Dead, AMC, and all these different places have been saying when The Walking Dead comes back, how many episodes it is. It's still season 10. Season 11 is going to start filming pretty soon if it hasn't already. And we have some information. We're going to post a video. I got to post a video tomorrow about some filming news, production stuff, in Sonoy. So I'm excited about that. I was going to post today, but I was like, I'll wait. I'll post tomorrow. I'm still trying to do daily videos and posting stuff every day. Because, if you're posting multiple videos a day, it can be kind of tough. You run out of stuff, right? And I don't even know what's up with YouTube because I won't post a video for like hours. And it's just like, what? I'm losing subscribers? When I post a video, I'll go down a couple subscribers. Then I don't post a video for like 20 some hours or whatever it is, and the subscribers come back up. And then it's like, what's going on there? If I don't post a video on there, subscribers go up and it's there. I don't know how it's being, situated with YouTube, but I'm still going to post videos when I feel like it. It's every other too. So casting shadows. What is this Walking Dead you keep referring to? Well, I guess if you don't know, it is a TV show that is on AMC. It's coming up on the 10th season. That's extended. Season 10, episode 17 through 22. Season 11 will be the last. That starts filming, if not already, and it'll start probably back on in October. And we'll see if it's going to be done in early next year, if they're going to wait to the summer to end it, or next October too. So ultimately, guys, Super Bowl Sunday is today. If you're not in the States and you don't care about, or you just don't care about American football, that's all right. Super Bowl to me is a day of entertainment. And I saw a thing on Facebook. Somebody posted something there like, there's only 11 minutes of live action in a football game. And you're like, that's pretty crazy if you think about it, right? Because there's 12 minutes each quarter. At least it's 12, maybe 15, I don't know. 12 minutes. So there's like 4 quarters, and you would think there's more than that. But you don't have to get a playoff until 40 seconds. So there's time in this, and there might be a quick play, and then the clock keeps running. So that the clock keeps running, there's not really that much stuff. And then they take a timeout and a TV timeout and this. You're like, But if you watch hockey or basketball or soccer or, any other sport, it's like boom, 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 this and that. Something's going on all the time. But here in the United States and really everywhere, it dominates. Like, it's a big thing. To me, soccer is still the biggest sport in the world. And I love soccer. I love the World Cup. I love, sports in general. But to me, it's saying that I love the idea that the world comes together in Olympics, World Cup. It's pretty cool, and football is pretty much North America, a little bit in Europe, other countries like it, but, it's just something that's there. But today is Super Bowl Sunday. Mark wants the Chiefs. I personally don't mind who wins. It was like last year when the Chiefs played the 49ers. I really didn't care who won. If the Chiefs won, great. If the 49ers won, great. I'm glad Andy Reid won a Super Bowl last year. I wouldn't mind them going back to back. And I also wouldn't mind the Bucs win because I live in Tampa Bay. The Super Bowl's right here. I've been in Raymond James Stadium. It's kind of an interesting story that Tom Brady is going for his 10th he's in his 10th Super Bowl. I got my Publix ring right here, looking good. I feel like Captain Planet over here, right? But Super Bowl LV, Super Bowl 55. Why did it become like, Roman numerals? Like, when did that become a thing? It's not like the Romans invented football, right? But it's like Super Bowl LV, yeah. It's Super Bowl 55. Just call it 55. It's just, we got to start doing the math with the Roman numerals to check that. But overall, Super Bowl, entertainment, commercials, food, beverage, friends, family. If you're going to a big party, make sure you're safe. It's going to be my wife, Milo, Otis, and myself in the house. No one's coming over. We're not going out. Well, my wife's out now getting some errands done. I think she's getting her nails done or something too. So, but it's just going to be us. We got some food. We're going to cook. We're going to be inside. We'll have the commercials going and be able to see some stuff, and pretty cool, So, casting shadow says, are iguanas falling out of the trees over there? Not here in Tampa Bay. I don't have too many iguanas. I have the iguanas. We have the geckos mostly around my house. But that was a warning because it's been colder and iguanas will fall out of the trees anywhere if it goes below 40 degrees. And if they're used to South Florida, I know my in-laws live in Boca, so they have a lot of iguanas around their house actually. But South Florida, it was a warning for that too. And they'll just freeze up, fall down, and be frozen. And then they'll wake up and then they'll thaw out and they'll run away and they'll be alive and they'll be fine. So it's pretty cool too. So, Cybatico, are there any trailers you want to see during the Super Bowl? That's a good question. I know that Super Bowl is usually a good time for commercials and trailers. Usually, I know they do one like Fast and Furious a couple years ago, and they try to have everything there. I don't know. Probably. Well, we already saw Kong or Godzilla versus Kong. I don't know. It would be really awesome if we have a Matrix trailer, but that doesn't come out till December. So I'm just trying to think of the big movies. Maybe Mortal Kombat. That'd be pretty awesome. I would like to see I'll go with Mortal Kombat. Final answer, Mortal Kombat. But overall, guys, Eisenberg says, anything above 30 degrees, I just turn into a sweaty mess. UK here. Yeah. 30 degrees. I grew up in New Jersey, so it's all relative to where you're from. 30 degrees can be warm or it can be cold. That's for sure. Xmas Girl says Maverick. Whatever happened with that? Like, all these movies got put on the back burner because of COVID and everything. I remember last year, my wife and I, we bought movie tickets for Regal for A Quiet Place 2. And then they were like, they're moving the movie. They're moving the date. And we were supposed to see it on Friday. I think we bought tickets on Wednesday for our Friday tickets to go see, or Saturday. I forget what it was. But then they moved it, and then probably never got that money back from Regal on the gift card. But, it's all right. We got bigger problems for that. But I know we were supposed to do that last year. And, I'm probably not going to go to the movies till next year, most likely. I watched a couple movies on HBO Max, and they've been duds. Wonder Woman 1984 was a dud in my book, and The Little Things was a super dud. That was not too good at all. We watched a movie last night. It was on Amazon. It's an Amazon Studios movie. It's called Bliss with Owen Wilson and Salma Hayek, and it is terrible. I shouldn't say terrible. It's not good. It leaves you guessing on what's going on, what's real, what's not. It's something you shouldn't watch. Do not go watch Bliss on Amazon. If you've seen it, then you know what I'm talking about. But I wouldn't waste my time. If you like Owen Wilson, you like Salma Hayek, one or the other or both, then watch it. But overall, it's not good. it's not good at all too. So, Xmas Girl says, Q&A, have you seen For the Equalizer with Queen Latifah? Looks pretty good. I have not seen any of the Equalizer movies with Denzel Washington. I heard they're good, and I like Queen Latifah. I like Denzel Washington, and I haven't seen either of those things, but I think definitely want to check them out for sure. So Like I said, Super Bowl 55 is today, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you don't have CBS or a cable box and you have an Amazon Fire Stick, you can download CBS Sports, the CBS Sports app, and you could watch it for free. That's what I have too. I saw that it was on CBS All Access, CBS Sports, CBS, different apps. So we got the CBS Sports app, and it says it's going to be live streamed on there. So hope we get the commercials. Hopefully we get everything. Hopefully just get the broadcast on there. So we're going to watch that. That would really be crappy if they show the game, but not the commercials. We're like, what is going on? They sometimes can do that too. So, Spencer Sean says, I just saw that Bliss last night. Bit's weird. Yeah, it's weird. All right. It's one of those things where I don't even know. It's just not explained. I don't mind what's real, what's not, altered realities, altered stuff. I'm okay with that because some people in their mind, they don't know what's real. They don't know that they're not in a real place with this, but it's just one of those things where the questions just weren't answered. It just wasn't there. Wilson says, happy 6th anniversary PT channel. Sorry I missed it last week. Well, thank you, Wilson. I appreciate that. That was like last week. It was January 29th that I was on YouTube for 6 years. And it's pretty cool to think about being somewhere for 6 years. I was thinking about it the other day that in July, I'll be a physical therapist for 12 years licensed. In August, I'll be 12 years practicing. And that's a long time. Anything over 10 years in something, I think, is pretty invested in your, to improve. And it's pretty cool, too. So let's see. Someone asked a question. Milton asked, do you think Charlie will die in season 6? That's Fear the Walking Dead. Charlie. I don't know. Fear the Walking Dead is a show that I just don't see them killing any major characters. Charlie's not a major character by any means. She's like a B-level character at most, probably a C-level character. Definitely like a D-level character in the World of the Walking Dead universe. But for Fear the Walking Dead, she's probably a B or C-level character in my opinion. But I don't know. I don't know what's the deal with Fear the Walking Dead, right? What are they building for? What do they have for the end game? Are they just going to come back home to The Walking Dead? Are they going to come back to Alexandria? Are they going to come back to Hilltop or somewhere like that? Are they going to find their own settlement? Are they going to be connected with the movies, the Civic Republic, the Commonwealth? Are they going to do their own thing? Are they just going to stay in Texas the entire time? What are they going to do now that, Tank Town is destroyed? What are they going to do for gas? They're going to be able to still get stuff? Are they going to find the reserves from the Civic Republic? How does the Civic Republic not know about Tanktown and Ginny and all that? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. What is the end is the beginning? I'm just not sure. I don't know. If Charlie died, would it matter? Not really. If any of these characters died, would the show matter that much? Probably for some, right? If John died, if Daniel died, if Morgan died, if Dwight died, if Alicia died, June, Ginny can go because she's the villain. She could go. But other than that, Luciana, if you saw my latest video on Fear the Walking Dead, supposedly it's the season 6 finale filming, not season 7, episode 1, but we're just not sure what to make of it. It's been mixed reports, but either way, if it's season 6 finale or season 7, episode 1, Luciana and Wes make it all the way to the end of season 6, if not the beginning of season 7. So that's what the show would do, right? Luciana lives. She's done nothing since Nick went away. She did nothing when Nick was there. She was a pretty cool character in season 2, and then they got rid of it. What she was a leader in Mexico. Then she left for a settlement with Nick and the Clarks, and then she left the ranch, never to be seen again. But then, boop, season 4, magically she's there. We don't know how she got there. How did she go? What did she do all that time? But that's Fear the Walking Dead. But, and it's okay, right? Because people that love the show unconditionally. People love the show no matter what. And I got to bring up the point about Daryl and Carol and Daryl and Negan and Daryl and, Leah and Daryl and Connie. Let's bring up the Daryl discussion right here, right? So Daryl fans, they love Daryl no matter what, right? I've seen that if you love a certain show or a character, they can do no wrong. Those characters, those people are like, they're just unconditional love, right? So everybody wants Daryl and Carol to be, I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people, they want Daryl and Carol to be together, right? If it happens, great. If it doesn't, great. I don't really care. I like both of the characters. I like the dynamic that they have here. Sometimes relationships are just, not really worth it. Let me get Xmas Girl's question because I see it here. I might not come back to it. Xmas Girl 304 Q&A. Do you think when Carol takes Negan out on their walk or whatever that she will give him Lucille the bat? I have a theory she has had it in the scene of her busting drywalls and her retrieving it. Interesting. Very good theory. I like that, Xmas Girl. You come up with some good ideas, good theories, very good stuff. I like that. Now, if we don't ever see Lucille again, is that okay? Is it a big deal if you don't see Lucille the baseball bat again? That would make sense. That's what she's looking for. I never really thought about that because we're going with the fact that Michonne said that we left it out there. It's gone. But that doesn't mean that Carol didn't go get it. That's a possibility too. So, does Negan get exiled and his parting gift is Lucille the baseball bat? Carol would be the one to have it, hide it from everybody, and give it to Negan. I could see that happening. I personally like that. I might have to steal that Xmas Girl 304, but don't worry, I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit in the info credit section of the video. That's a good video. That's a great topic. Now, I know not everybody comes to live streams, and for some reason, some people don't subscribe to the channel or whatever, I don't know. But it's all right. It's not a big deal. But that's a good topic of a video, and I like that. I could be down for that too. So, Heisenberg, you have it. I have Lucille sitting on my shelf. You've had it this entire time. Man. But, so let's go back to Negan, Daryl, Carol, Leah, all that stuff, right? So supposedly Daryl is going to be meeting a new character, Leah, in the past when he was looking for Rick. They supposedly get together, and good for Daryl, right? Bad for Leah because Daryl doesn't bathe, doesn't shower. He's got to be gross, right? So I don't know. Hopefully he took care of himself. You know what I'm talking about, right? Manscaped, if you will. And they get together, and then all of a sudden, Leah's gone. We don't see her die. This is all probable spoilers, potential spoilers likely to occur, stuff from people that saw season 10, episode 18. So we got to wait till season 10, episode 18. So if that happens, that is an interesting thing that Leah could still be alive. And the fact that Daryl finally is with a woman and she goes away, does that mean that we're going to see her again at the Commonwealth of Civic Republic? Did she have a baby? Did she not? Is she alive? It just makes you think about what they want to do with it. What's the point of having Daryl be with her? What's the point of bringing Leah around if we're not going to see her again? It just seems like they're setting things up for a future story, maybe the spinoff, maybe season 11, maybe both. But everybody's pissed. They're like, Daryl is supposed to be with Carol. They're soulmates. They're supposed to be together and that's it. Well, in my book, soulmates doesn't mean lovers. It doesn't mean husband and wife. You could have a best friend that's a soulmate. You can have somebody that's your soulmate. That's what it is. And Carol and Daryl, their relationship works on so many levels without the lover aspect and everything like that. So maybe they end up together. Maybe that's what the spinoff is. Maybe that's what... Yeah, spoiler. Leah convinces Daryl to bathe. Yes, finally, right? Give him a bath. So Leah, Daryl, they get together. Everybody wants Daryl to be with Carol. People want Daryl and Connie to be together. Daryl can be with Connie. Daryl can be with Carol. It could still happen, So it's, I don't know. That can happen there. But I brought up the point about Negan and Daryl because it's come up about Daryl and Maggie and how can Maggie still be mad at this and that, and everybody likes to say, come, give me a break, right? If you were Maggie and you had your husband or your wife or your brother or your someone you loved and you cared about, right? And they were brutally beaten in front of you, and you see that person, day in and day out, or you know that they're still alive when my husband or wife is not, because of that person. Distinctly because of that person, because of what they did, right? If she did that, or he did that, or whatever happened, the person did that. There's no way that you're going to be like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, I'm going to be friends with that person now. It's going to be cool. No way, right? Maybe you don't take your revenge. Maybe you don't do this. Maybe you don't do that. But yeah, you're not going to be okay with it. I would probably, it's tough to say what you would actually do. Because what goes around comes around, karma's a bee and all that, everything, how do good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people and all the stuff like that? I don't know, but it's just a story. It's a fictional thing. And then people are talking about, you don't blame the victims of a crime and you don't blame this. Like, someone's just getting carried away with the whole thing so let's go back to the lineup, right? So we kind of thought that Negan, what's up the show field? If Negan was going to take anybody out, he would take out Glenn, because we knew that from the Commonwealth, right? Hazard, yes, there's going to be a whole episode of a Negan flashback. It's season 10, episode 22, titled Here's Negan. So Daryl was wounded. He was shot, and he still was able to throw a punch, by the way. But, Daryl can do it all. But Negan picks Abraham in the lineup. And that's kind of a different from the comic, because Abraham's not there. Daryl's not in the... So Daryl, Abraham, they're not in the lineup because Daryl's not in the comic, and Abraham's not alive at the time. He dies by Dwight getting a bolt to the head. It's the eyeball thing that happened to Denise. So Daryl, they have to have something after Abraham is picked, because they want to throw us off like Abraham's picked. Oh, Glenn's alive. Glenn's going to live. Yes, Glenn's going to live. And then they were like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? We're going to have somebody intervene and do something so that Negan's going to set another example. So instead of killing Daryl or Rick or anybody like that, you can't kill Daryl and Rick. There's no way that's happening, right? I mean, Glenn is, disposable, and so is expendable, I guess you should say, compared to Daryl and Rick. I mean, there's just no way. It's like getting rid of the super main character. It just doesn't make sense. So they have Daryl punch Negan. So then Daryl intervenes and punches Negan. Doesn't really do anything besides piss Negan off, and he's got to set another example. So I'm guessing and thinking, and anything with logical reasoning, is that if Daryl does not do that, the lineup is done. Abraham's the only victim. Glenn lives. Everybody is fine. Daryl might even stay with our group. But instead he was taken away, and this, and Negan says, back to it. Takes out Glenn. Right? So there's no way to debate that, because that's what happens. And there's the way that you can say is justification there, if you go, in order, that if Daryl doesn't do that, Glenn probably lives. So Daryl is part to blame for sure. So how does Maggie not blame Daryl for it on there too? Probably on some level he has to, but Daryl is the poster child of The Walking Dead, so he can do no wrong, and for a lot of people he can do no wrong, and that's okay. But it's like people have kids, and kids go to school, and their kid is bad, and he's bad, right? Everybody knows he's bad. The teacher knows he's bad, and the kids are bad, and it's in there too. The teacher brings in the parents, and the parents like, not my little Jimmy. Jimmy's a good kid. Jimmy would never do that. What about the other kid? What about that kid? It's that problem, right? Taking the side of the kid when it's Jimmy's problem and Jimmy's fault, and Jimmy's the person that's the problem. But the parent is siding with the kid because that's their kid, and unconditional love, right? Which is vastly different from when I grew up. If I've ever got in trouble in school or after school or anything like that, my dad and everything was like, what did you do? And it was like, I didn't do anything. Oh, okay. Well, let's find out what's going on here. And I still got in trouble when it wasn't even me. It was somebody else or whatever. It was crazy. So, but people take their kid's side, and that's what they're doing with Daryl, and that's all right. But it's just kind of funny when some people are like, well, if Negan never did this, and if Negan was never the bad guy, and if Negan never, was running the Saviors and had a lineup and had multiple wives and all this stuff, but that's the story. That's the villain. That's the character. That's what it is. Well, if Robert Kirkman never did this and the writers are to blame, great, but obviously, but come on. It's just saying, it's just ridiculous. So. Mike Allen says, my dad's first words were, what did he do now? Exactly. I'm the same. I can feel and sympathize and empathize with that, Mike, for sure. Same thing, right? My dad would get a call or come to pick me up or something. And he's like, "What'd you do?" And I'd be like, "Nothing." Well, actually, he was the one that broke up the thing and actually settled this. And he was actually there for the kid and helped him out. Oh, okay. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? It's like, whoa, relax over here, right? But ultimately, guys, we got The Walking Dead coming back on, if you're going to watch early access, you're going to watch it in 2 weeks, the 21st. On the 28th, it'll be the main show. So if you watch it on the 21st, then you got to wait 2 weeks for the next episode, because the 28th, it'll be still episode 1017. So is it worth it to watch it on the 21st? You sure right? Yeah, you're damn right. Right? No, it is. It's one of those things where you're like, okay, cool. I'm going to watch it as soon as I can. But then they're not going to have the episodes earlier, I'm guessing. It's going to be you get early access to watch the first episode, and then after that, it's going to finally catch up for it on there too. So I know that the big thing is that they're probably not going to have that many big spoiler, juicy things in the first episode if you get to watch it early, because, I'm not sure when they're going to put the new episodes on there, if it's going to be a couple of days earlier after the first week. We'll have to see what they do. But I'm super excited for The Walking Dead to come back. And, I think they're going to do a good job making lemonade out of lemons, because these 6 extra episodes are extra episodes. They're filler. Now, I'm also hearing that season 10, episodes 17 and 18 are really good. They're nothing that great. There's no big major things that happen there, besides the Leah thing in 1018. But I guess some people got to see 1021. So I guess some people got to watch all the episodes right now. And some people are saying that episode 1021 is maybe one of the worst episodes they've ever seen. And they're right up there with the Tara episode with Oceanside. And yeah, they also said too that if you ever saw Breaking Bad, the Fly episode is terrible, and that's what they're equating it to. So it's like that's pretty terrible too. So Xmas Girl Q&A, do you think Daryl ever told Michonne that he and Maggie sabotaged the relay system? I have always felt those two are the real reason Rick died. I don't know. That's a good question, because I don't know. Like, I doubt you don't see Michonne really talk to the other characters that much about things. And you saw there was a clear divide with Daryl and Maggie versus Michonne and Rick. And that's a good question. I mean, I don't think so. You got some really great questions. I mean, usually have some great questions too. There's nothing there, but it's just that's not a knock on you is what I'm saying. But the thing is like you got some great thinkers today on here. Some great questions to think about. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, the show's not going to ever make Daryl look bad. If it is, it's going to be, something there too. Wilson says, what's the synopsis for episode 21? That's a good question. I'm blanking on what it's called, but it's going to focus on Carol, and it's a lot of Carol in Alexandria. I think it's the one where she fixes the solar panel. She talks with Jerry a little bit, and I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it just seems like it's Carol and Daryl kind of talk and fight, and they split up and they go their separate ways, and it's going to focus on Carol doing like mundane tasks. I'm pretty sure that's what the synopsis has. I don't have it in front of me on there, but definitely look into that. But they say that episode 21 could be one of the worst episodes too. So Mike Allen says, just found out my first little ass kicker on the way, probably going to get my payback big time. So congratulations, Mike. Pretty cool. Are you going to go, well, I guess, do you know if it's a boy or girl, or you just found out about the pregnancy? If it's a boy or girl, are you going to name it in anything relation to The Walking Dead? Because I know, or any other show or anything like that. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just a question, because I know some people that have named their kids Daryl and just so many different names. It's because of that. I don't know if I could ever do that, but I just have a thing where I would never want to name my son or daughter after the adult. I just feel like, so Mike just found out. Pretty good. So pretty exciting news, Mike. That's awesome. So congratulations to you and Mrs. Mike, Mrs. Allen, I'm guessing. And congratulations on that. And you have to see. So if it just found out, so in, I guess 9 months, 10 months. Well, if you just found out, it's probably a month or so in, I guess. And so if it's 8, 9 months, 10 months away, congratulations. That's awesome. Lindsay says, "Hey everyone, sorry I'm late. Got caught studying first exam tonight." Good, that's cool, Lindsay. What's the exam on? What are we studying for your subjects there? It's always good stuff on there. Got to keep learning, keep growing, keep definitely going for big stuff in life, and even if it's just learning a new trick or a task on there too. So if you see behind me the I Heart Sonoy sign, I made that yesterday, and if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I have a real crappy one that I made firsthand. I drew it freehand on there too, but sorry, this is a Sonoy sign. Sorry, there's such a delay on here with what I'm looking at, but I made that. I'm thinking about making them and maybe selling them on online or something. I just got to worry about the pricing and the shipping on there because it's wood. And so wood can get heavy, and shipping costs are outrageous too. Like, even if it's snail mail, it's just crazy how expensive shipping costs can be. When I mailed a lot of the things out from the man cave, you go in blind with what you think things cost, so you try to put a tally in that on the price with the total price and shipping somewhat included. It's like, man, some things are like $15 to ship, and it's not even that big. It's a small little box with 2 figures, 2 boxed mystery minis, and some loose mystery minis. And you're like, that's $15 to ship? Crazy. But Ashley says, but I would think if Michonne knew what happened, she would not been so cool with Daryl after it happened. For sure, right? I mean, if you did anything to cause a problem with Rick disappearing and going away, it's just crazy to think that. So I know that I just don't know if we would have Daryl, Michonne, the final goodbye when they were trying to look for Rick. You wouldn't do anything to sabotage that too. So Lindsay says, medical coding. Just a review of anatomy and physiology and medical terminology. Pretty cool stuff. I know all about that. That's definitely stuff from I did, A&P 1 and 2, and then A&P 1 and 2 in grad school, and then medical term. I remember, I'll never forget it. Sidetrack. Medical terminology when I was in grad school, and they did like an exam at the beginning, and if you got like such and such grade, you didn't have to take the class. You would have got whatever. And so I didn't pass it. I had to take the class and pass it that way. Because if it was like a competency exam, like if you knew it already, you wouldn't have to take it. But I didn't know all this stuff we were supposed to learn. That was the point of grad school. And I remember that it was the word was phlebitis, and I was like, I know itis is inflammation of, and you start learning prefixes and suffixes and everything. Anything that has itis is inflammation of. So I was like, inflammation of the phleb. And I was like, I don't know, but it's a vein. It's inflammation of a vein. And I was like, what? Man, you find out that later, but that was the point of learning that too. So Xmas Girl 304 says, are you going to visit Sonoy for the last season? My daughter and I will be going in May/June. I love the idea of going. I want to go back to Sonoy, but I just don't know how we're going to get there and stay, and I just don't feel comfortable with staying in a hotel and everything, especially with my Crohn's disease and my wife's autoimmune stuff, and it's just like, I'm not doing anything until I get an injection. Because I'll take the Johnson & Johnson one. I'll take the one injection, one and done, right? Because I got to fly in September to get it back up to Jersey for my friend's wedding, and they're probably not going to let you fly without an injection by then or something. So my wife and I are waiting for the go-ahead for, because in Florida it's 65 and older, and I'm not 65 or older. So we got to wait on those things. So that's one of those things that we're like, we're getting there. But I would love to go back to Sonoy. I'm going to go back to Sonoy sometime in my life. Like my wife and I, we're not dead set on it, but I think we'll end up in Georgia. I like Florida, but I think Georgia is a place where we might end up living in a couple years, like maybe retirement or something. And Sonoy has got that small town feel, and it's one of those places that I love. I love a small town feel where people are nice and they're outgoing and they're whatever. And, it's just got that feel where I don't like the hustle and bustle of the city life and stuff. I want to keep to myself, do my own thing, be not in the middle of nowhere where you have to drive so far away. Kind of feel like a zombie apocalypse where you got to get forever to get away. But I want to be away from people. I think it's one of the best things on there too. So Kemi says, I would love to visit Sonoy at least once. Sonoy is a place that is just awesome. It's a beautiful little small town feel. And if you love The Walking Dead, it's got a lot of things there that are free. You just walk down Main Street. You can go to the Woodbury shop on there. I'm not sure if the Walking Dead Cafe is still there. Nick and Norman's is there. If you're in downtown Sonoy, which is a main road, it's one little small road, you're in Woodbury. You're where they filmed Woodbury in season 3 of The Walking Dead. You can find out tourist stuff and information here, and you can be right there. And, the train tracks separate Woodbury from Alexandria, and going around there, you can see the Kramer house and the Pudding house and everything. Everything, it's just right there. Pretty cool. Ashley O'Neill asks, Bri, any word on when World Beyond will be filming season 2? There's been some, rumblings, if you will, of that. I know they're going to film this year. I don't know if it's going to be springtime to start filming because they film in Virginia. And I don't know what everything is there in Virginia for filming, if they're still going to do that or not, if it's going to be studio stuff or what. The big thing is with COVID protocols. But I'm pretty sure The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, they have some good protocols. By that time, hopefully we'll have some injections, vaccinations for the cast, the crew, people around there. So it should be much safer to film stuff. But I know it's this year. Same thing for the Rick movie. That's still supposedly springtime. So that's March, April, May, sometime around there. Probably earliest would be March. More realistically, maybe April. But I would assume when Andrew Lincoln flies back to Georgia, there's going to be pictures of him at the airport. And it's going to be him all around. And I know everybody's going to be like, he's back. They're filming. He's going to film. He's going to be filming the final season. He's back in town. Filming. Guaranteed. Confirmed. Filming. Confirmed. Rick's back for the final season. Confirmed. But they're going to film the movie in Georgia. They're going to film the show in Georgia. So could he be in the final season? Great. Could he not be? Yeah. More likely that he's not than he is because timelines, shows, movies, it just doesn't line up for the season 11 of The Walking Dead story versus the Rick movies. It just doesn't line up that way too. So I think they're going to have a way to connect Rick, not with the final season, but with the spinoffs, because The Walking Dead is still the king, right? They're going to film the final season of The Walking Dead, and then it's going to be on TV. Then they're going to be the Carol and Daryl show, Tales of the Walking Dead, villain spinoff show, whatever else they want to do too. Then the movies. They're probably going to want you to watch the movies, the shows, the spinoffs, and what better way to do that than to connect things on there too. I saw things briefly this morning when I'm researching different articles for different video topics, and there's been some talk that season 11 is going to focus on Judith Grimes being a bigger main character. And they could be working on a spinoff for Judith Grimes. Will we have a Judith Grimes show? I'm not sure, but there's talk of that, some rumblings, if you will. If we're going to have that, I personally would love to see that because Judith is a character that I like. Kaylee Presley Fleming is awesome. She's, adorable. She's funny. She's hilarious. She's very nice. If you ever get a chance to meet her, she's just a nice, laid-back, acting young woman. Or child, I don't know, young kid. I don't know, whatever you want to call her. But she's awesome. And if she has her own show, cool. I'm down with that. A lot of people are... There's a group, or there's a page on Facebook that posts pretty much every week, once a week. The biggest mistake The Walking Dead ever made. What is the biggest mistake The Walking Dead ever made? I'll give you a hint. It was killing off a character. What was it? They post it pretty much once a week, if not once every other week. And it's the same article, the same thing. And the people are like, why do you post this every week? And it's debatable if it is the biggest mistake. But it set up things in a major way for some characters, Judith being one of them. So what was the biggest mistake? They claim, just like Lindsay, Fireflies, they say killing Carl. And it is a big mistake. But was Carl the greatest thing on the show? No. There's far better characters than Carl. But Carl was the future of the show. But since Carl was killed off, we got Judith. And I know Carl fans are Carl fans, but I personally like the development of Judith. And I think Kaylee is a far better actor than Chandler. And that's not a knock on Chandler. But I just think Kaylee is just a better actress or actor or whatever, better person on The Walking Dead. And I would love to see the actress grow into the character and she can, have older. But unless they do a major time jump, is she going to be, is Judith going to be 16, 17, 20? Kaylee Fleming isn't going to grow that fast to play a 17-year-old kid. Will she be recast? I'm just not sure how they're going to do things because The Walking Dead doesn't recast people, right? We didn't get a new Michonne. They could have. We didn't get a new Rick. We could have. We got a Henry that was connected with, the brother, Matt, Madison, Maxon, the whole, family there, Lynch's families. So I don't know. That was the thing where they recast the character because of age and whatever, but it's the brother of the brother, so it kind of works out. So I don't know. Like, it's one of those things that I personally like. I would love to see Judith Grimes, RJ, Gracie, Herschel kind of story, because you could do that, right? How cool would it be? It may feel like World Beyond, and I know some people hate World Beyond, but if you had Judith, RJ, Gracie, Herschel, that's a cast right there. That's a 4 cast of characters. That's different, right? Maybe you have Judith, who's like the leader, Michonne type of person. Gracie maybe is kind of a little scared on there too. RJ's maybe reckless, and maybe Herschel's like Glenn, a person who does a lot of things. And Glenn was a great character. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's just the way they killed Carl off, it just rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, okay, how many years was that into the zombie apocalypse? 5 years, whatever it was, 4 or 5 years. Carl was basically raised in the zombie apocalypse, and he can take care of himself. Yeah, he was missing an eye, and it wasn't really smart for him to be around all those walkers, and the weapons that he had was pretty weak. I mean, you should be padded up from head to toe, rocking leather or, the Tuffy stitches like like Elton, or body armor. Like, there's no way you should be bit by a zombie apocalypse. It'd be like if there was a zombie apocalypse now, right? And we all watch the shows and we watch the movies and we read the comics and the books and everything like that, and we're kind of desensitized to zombies, walkers, zombie apocalypse, the undead that are roaming around the streets, unless they're like super, like World War Z zombies or I Am Legend zombies. If they're just staggering around, okay, we're going to pat ourselves up. I'm going to load myself up with some stuff that can't scratch, can't bite. I'm going to wear gloves. I'm going to be, rocked head to toe and be taking out these zombies, right? I mean, maybe the people would be the bigger problem, and that's probably the bigger problem, is that people can fire guns and move way more agile than a zombie could, or do something there that can be there too. People would probably be the bigger problem than a couple zombies, except if they're a herd or a horde of zombies. That would be pretty big too. So Mike Allen asked, what kid will be the next Negan? Oh man, would we want a next Negan though? Right? Maybe like a wisecracking kid. I don't know. It would be like, we kind of would need something like that too. Like, not a bully, but someone who's got some zingers and is kind of funny. You kind of need those characters for sure, right? Mitch M writes, hordes. Hordes. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, when they horde up on there too, but you could just run away. When in doubt, Have an escape plan. Know a way out. Know the rules from Zombieland, people. Know the rules. Rob K says, I would get a modified mechanized suit like Ripley in Aliens for the ZA. It's like, you're just like smashing these walkers, zombies in the face. Like, and they all fly out. That'd be pretty cool. I thought about stuff like that for my book series, and I think that's the way to go. Rami Boy Review says, what's your favorite kind of chicken wing? Are we going like drumsticks, wings, mild? You know, what? I don't know. What are we doing here? Because I'm a mild wing person. I can't handle too much. I'm actually going to make some boneless wings. I'll go boneless wings all day. I like the bone-in wings at, you know, whatever, Wingstop or Applebee's or whatever, kind of places like that. But, you know. Yeah. But I appreciate you guys being here, being a part of it, my subscribers, my members, my patrons, my moderators, everybody coming there. We still have that goal of 100,000 subscribers, and it's something that I still want to achieve. And being a subscriber to YouTube channels is free. It's not like it costs you anything. It doesn't cost you, $5 per subscription. And I think we post a good variety of shows and stuff on there too. I wish I had more time. If I made more, money and had more stuff to do and I could devote more time to it, I'd be talking more about WandaVision and all the different shows. Even though WandaVision has been really good, WandaVision, the last episode, definitely took a big step in the right direction. We want answers. We want some things. I don't want to give anything away, but it's pretty cool. Masked Ninja says, Chiefs or Buccaneers? Like I said before, to be honest, I don't care. If the Chiefs win, great. Back-to-back. Andy Reid won another one. Patrick Mahomes is awesome. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all those guys. If Tom Brady wins, I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. I know that my wife likes to give me crap. like, ooh, Tom Brady, you love Tom Brady. I do not love Tom Brady. Tom Brady is not my favorite quarterback. Joe Montana is my favorite quarterback of all time, and then probably Troy Aikman after that. But I do like Tom Brady, what he was accomplished, because it's pretty amazing, right? To go to 10 Super Bowls is pretty amazing. And to go from the Patriots to the Bucs in your first season is pretty amazing. To go to there. They're hosting the Super Bowl. Even though they're not hosting the Super Bowl, they are, but they're not. And they're not going to fire the cannons. For those who don't know, when the Bucs score, whether it's a field goal or touchdown, they fire the cannons. There's a Buccaneer ship. It's a Jolly Roger ship, a pirate ship. And they have cannons on it. They fire off smoke and sound effects. And they're not going to do that when the Bucs score. And you're like, why not? Well, because the NFL is hosting. The Bucs aren't hosting the Super Bowl. Technically they are. It's their Super Bowl. So what are you talking about? Why is it a big deal? It's never been done. So it is a big thing, right? Doesn't matter if they fire the cannons or not. No. They should just do it every score. Like, you should use what you have in the stadiums for both teams. The Bucs score, great. Chiefs score, why not? It'd be pretty cool stuff. But Super Bowl is a cool thing. I do like the idea of the Super Bowl. It's entertainment day, commercials, this fun stuff. It's a nice thing for entertainment, and I enjoy it too. So, Masked Ninja says Elway was great too. X Girl says Montana was the best QB of all time. Yeah, I agree with both of those things. Elway was great. Like, I loved watching Elway, Montana, Troy Aikman. Just great players. And it's just, Kat says, mine's Roger Staubach, the Cowboys. Great quarterback. Different era for myself. Like, I grew up with Montana, Jim Kelly. Dan Marino was towards the end of his career when I started caring about sports. Troy Aikman, John Elway, of course, Michael Vick and all those guys that were really great for different things. Brett Favre, But we'll see. We'll see what happens for it. I just hope for it's a good game, entertaining, commercials, exciting. I have 3 different three different squares in the Rocket Mortgage thing. So hopefully we can win some money there. DraftKings, I got a couple things going there. Yeah, it should be fun stuff. It's an entertaining thing to watch. DraftKings, FanDuel, all that. Just fun for sure. So, Mitch M says, my wife has a big collection of Joe Montana. She passed away. I don't care for football now since the Neil. I'm sorry that you lost your wife, but, I feel for loving Joe Montana. I have a signed mini helmet of Joe Montana, of a 49ers helmet. I also, if my dad can find them, I also have a bunch of sports cards still in the packs. I know Joe Montana's rookie card is on the back, so we know we have one of those. But it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things where, like, my dad's got to find those cards. My dad's retired now back in Jersey, so he needs to be finding that stuff so we can get it graded and, see where it goes too. So, Milton says, do you think Herschel and Judith will end up together? That's an interesting theory. That's a question that's been asked before on there too. I would personally like to see that. So you have Herschel, who's, somewhat around the age of Judith. I think Judith is like 10 or 11. Herschel's probably 7. So there's like a 3-4 year age group. That's not anything crazy. It's not like Herschel's 3 and Judith's 20. That's a little crazy. But in a zombie apocalypse, you gotta be together when it's the right age of things, and you got to make sure it's safe and sound, but then you got to make sure you repopulate things. So, that's a good thing. If you have Herschel, Ree, and Judith Grimes, so you have a Ree and a Grimes, why not, right? And it would be really cool if Herschel saves Judith just like Glenn saved Rick. You could do things like that too. And I'm really hoping that the final season of The Walking Dead is good, great, steps in the right direction, because I do love the idea of The Walking Dead having a good ending, because a lot of shows, a lot of stories, they end abruptly. It's rushed. It's not good. It doesn't make sense. And Jeannie says, I want Herschel to say, hey, dumbass, to Judith or RJ. I would love for him to say it to RJ, because it would be good. Oh, man. Xmas Girl says, well, technically, it's a Walsh and a Ree. Just kidding. Kidding. Oh, man. That's a rough one. Like, I can take the joke and whatever. It's funny. But some people are like, she is a Grimes, not a Walsh. Probably technically, if you did genetic testing, who is the father? Shane is probably technically the father. But, so if she has Shane Walsh, Lori Grimes, Rick Grimes, Michonne, Daryl, Carol, like people around her raised her genetically, but also raised her. So nature versus nurture. Man, she's a badass character. She's got a lot going for her. And so Judith is the future. So I think that's a pretty awesome thing. And, the other thing is father, not the father, right? I do want to know if we're ever going to see Michonne reunited with Judith and Rick. I mean, what's going to happen there, right? What is Michonne's story going to be? Movies? Spin-off, then movies? She better connect with Rick. She better connect with Judith and RJ. That better not be the last time she ever sees Judith and RJ. I'll be pretty disappointed for that too. So, Lindsay says, Bri, do you think that's something they may reveal in the future for Judith, if she's a Walsh or a Grimes? I don't think so. I think they talked about it with Rick, when it was like it came in as season 6, or I forget what season it was, when Maggie says, I saw Judith. She looks like Lori, and and you're like, oh, is she going to say Shane? Nope, she says Lori. And so, and then when Rick said to Michonne about, Shane and Lori, they got together and kind of spilled the beans that way. I think that was it. I don't think that's ever going to come back around again, because Shane's not on the show. Judith doesn't know Shane. No one really knows about Shane now. That many people left, right? I mean, the people that know about Shane are Maggie, Michonne never met him. Daryl. I mean, there's really few people left that even know Shane. Rick's not on the show anymore, but it's just, I think that's what it was. I think that's all it was too. So Jeannie says, Judith is probably biologically a Walsh, but DNA doesn't mean nothing. Well, technically it does. It makes you kind of who you are. There's been studies in psychology with nature versus nurture, and it makes both. Both things have come up. I haven't seen recent studies. I'm not a clinical psychologist or anything, but I have a minor in psychology, and I know that it does make a thing. You are going to be who you are. You are who you are. So it does make a thing for a genetic predisposition. But that being said, things can change. If you're in a nurtured, nice environment, things can get down and repressed, but things can also come out. It's like your animal instinct, your primal instinct. It comes out. You are who you are eventually. Yeah. So I'm watching a show too on Apple TV. It's called Defending Jacob. And we have 2 episodes left, so please don't spoil anything. But we're on episode 7 of 8. There's 2, so we have 7 and 8 left because there's only 8. And it's a series of 8 episodes. And it's a good show. I like Chris Evans a lot. The mom is actually named Lori, and she looks somewhat like Sarah Wayne Callies. And Jacob is the son, and it's one of those things where it's something for sure too. So, but Defending Jacob, if you've never seen it and you have Apple TV, definitely check it out. It's based on a book, I believe, and Chris Evans does an amazing job in it. And it's definitely a good show. Definitely check it out. Again, I haven't seen it the way it ends. It's got like if you ever saw The Outsider on HBO, it's a Stephen King book. The way that starts is kind of what it feels like to me. The Outsider, it's like a thriller of who did it and this and that, and then it goes off in this weird path. After like the first 2 episodes, episodes 3 through 10 or 12, whatever it is, it's like, man, this show gets weird. It's a good show, but it's just like not what I expected at all, too. So, Rombly Boy Review says, do you think anything will replace The Walking Dead? What do you mean, Rami Boy? I don't think you can ever replace The Walking Dead. I think probably one of the bigger shows that'll come out that, if you're going to say replace, is the Last of Us show on HBO. If it's done right, if it's done well, how they're going to do things on there. But it's tough. It's going to be, The Walking Dead sets such a high standard of a niche market show of, a zombie apocalypse horror sci-fi spin-off show. And then the spin-offs and everything too. So it's pretty awesome. I don't know if anything's going to replace it, but I think the Last of Us show, if it's done right, can really do that too. Xmas Girl says, Q&A, have you heard rumors that Chris Evans is coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and that Jon Bernthal is in talks for a return in The Punisher? I'm so excited. I've heard yes and yes. I really hope Jon Bernthal comes back. He is the Punisher. He is Frank Castle. He's awesome. He's an awesome Frank Castle. He's like, Russo. Awesome show if you've never seen it. He's actually the best Punisher I've seen is in Daredevil Season 2. I think that's great. Mad Ang, what up, bro? Jeffrey Brooks says, who's ready for Zack Snyder's Justice League with Walking Dead coming back in the next few weeks? Will be great. The Justice League, I think, is in March, and hopefully it's much better than the first movie, but the Snyder cut should be amazing. I want to see that movie by Zack Snyder. I'm blanking on it. You guys hopefully will tell me. It's, is it Army of the Dead? That it's a zombie movie with Batista, Garrett Dillahunt, and a couple other people, and it's like set in a zombie apocalypse, I believe in Las Vegas, and their goal is to rob a casino or something, and it's a zombie apocalypse, and it's supposed to be on Netflix, I believe. So Army of the Dead, I believe, is what it's called too. Soap Brenz, would you ever want a Rick Grimes brother spinoff? I would love that. Well, yes and no, because Rick Grimes' brother is in one issue. I'd rather have like a Negan spinoff or a Michonne spinoff. I really want to see the Negan, I want to see the Michonne backstory where she learned to use her katana. The world was falling apart. She was with, the boyfriend and the friend and this and the son, and they were doing that. I would want to see that, even if it's like 2 or 3 episodes. I would want to see her training and, where she was in Georgia and stuff. I'd want to see that more than anything too. But the villain spinoff show, if it's going to be Negan or the governor or Alpha or whatever, or Beta, we'll see how it goes down. But The Walking Dead is not going anywhere, guys. It's got, 6 episodes starting in a couple weeks, and then Fear the Walking Dead, and then hopefully some movie news. But if they're going to start filming, if they haven't already, I know there's going to be stuff in Alexandria. They're already setting things up, and I'm going to have a video tomorrow that I already made with some photos of Alexandria, and it's pretty awesome stuff, so I'll be posting that later. Enjoy the game, guys. That's my hour. It went quick. Super Bowl 55. Who you got? Chiefs, Bucks, commercials? We'll see what happens on there too. So I'll do these last questions, and I'll be done. Xmas Girl Q&A, do you want Breaking Bad, a blue sky, to be the reason for the zombie apocalypse? I love that theory still. I think so. I think that's one of the best theories out there, is that the blue meth started it, caused it, something. And BJ Logan 007, how do you think each movie will be, and how Walking Dead characters will tie into the story? Michonne in the second movie, Jadis in the first, Daryl and Carol possibly in the spinoff. I think so. I want to see it be like the first movie is Rick gets there. Jadis is there. Heath maybe's there. He's patched up. He kind of gets some role. He's kind of rehabilitated. They take care of him. He gets a role in the Civic Republic. Second movie, Michonne's involved. Maybe they get a hold of Daryl and Carol. The spinoff is Daryl and Carol going there or something. I would love to see that. I want everybody to be reunited either way. I want Michonne, Daryl, maybe just Daryl, but Carol would be great too. Morgan, Judith, RJ, some things reunited in the third movie. I still feel like Rick's going to die in the third movie, and I'm okay with that. So as long as he gets all 3 movies, some big stuff happens. He takes out, in an epic fashion, some of the Civic Republic people, saves some people, frees people, does something, but he sacrifices himself doing it. He better not die like in a Sebastian Milton way. Leave that for somebody else, but too. So we're getting there, guys. Somebody said it's on the 28th. Yes, The Walking Dead returns in a couple weeks. Early access is in 2 weeks. 3 weeks away is on the 28th. So there you go, guys. Enjoy the game. I'll be back next Sunday for a live stream. I'm going to post a video on Monday about Alexandria and some filming pictures and some news. And then I'm working on some different things, interesting stuff. We'll have some talk about Judith and so forth down the road. I'm going to write that down what Xmas Girl said about the future of things with it. I think that's a pretty awesome topic, so I'll have to remember that. Thank you, guys. I truly appreciate you guys being here. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. It's about love, support, staying positive, making memories, being true to yourself, blocking out the haters, working hard. You can achieve things in life no matter what. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the game. I'll see you later. And